liquid?
Yeah, yeah.
You are a son of a bitch.
Un saluto a tutti.
Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve cast. We have got game day. We're excited that Juventus is back, all right, in action, and I am pumped up. We've got a special announcement, so we're going to say what's up to everybody in the live and everything, but first and foremost, we got the big announcement. Let's get to that. We got Anthony, we got Omer, but we also have President of Juventus Club Official Toronto and the head of North America. And we do have some echo here, so trying to figure that out. But John, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey, guys. Good. It's good morning to you guys, but buon pomeriggio over here. It's afternoon. It's a beautiful sunny day in Turin. Excited for tonight's fixture at the Allianz. I'll be there sporting my colors, my scarf, and probably losing my voice by the first half. So really excited.
There you go. Now, as far as the announcement,
Yeah.
John, I'll let you do the honors, my friend.
So obviously, there are, as head of the Juventus official fan clubs in North America, one of our main objectives is to grow and to develop partnerships where it makes sense. And we are happy to announce that the common sense approach and the main and what we want to do is be aligned with AJC. So as a community and Juventus partner with all our fan clubs, we're announcing the the marriage of AJC and JOFC North America. So obviously fans across North America, you want to be a part of our family? Absolutely. We want you also to be a part of the AJC family, and we couldn't be more excited. We have all of our presidents who are all on board and looking to expand and obviously grow together with AJC. So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity. We're blessed to be a part of this growing family. As they say, tutti uniti. The more we stand together as a family and as stronger our voice is, especially from across the pond over in North America. We got to show them that we mean business, that we're not just a sofa fan. We're active. We're here. We're in Torino, and we want to thank you guys for the opportunity of being involved with AGC.
That's absolutely awesome. We're absolutely jacked. I apologize to everybody with the echo. I will figure it out. We'll sort this out. I'm not sure why we're getting that feedback. But in terms of what this means, what it's going to mean for all the Juventini, I will explain that further on the show. But John, let's have you talk about President's Day that's going on right now and the JOFC official day. Talk a bit about that before we sign off and let you do your thing in Turin.
Absolutely. It's fantastic. It's the first day they've had since 2018. Obviously, with the pandemic, really put a hold on any of these events, obviously with social distancing and their worry with COVID-19. So we met today this morning. I had the absolute pleasure of meeting President Gianluca Ferrero this morning. We had a few words. Told him I came in from Toronto. He was pleased that I made the trek, and it really was to bring together all the presidents right across the world, and we did, everywhere from China to Singapore, Toronto, Silicon Valley, Dallas, to everywhere else in Italy, Bulgaria, Moldova, you name it, Germany, Austria, everywhere. So I was very fortunate to make connection with a few of these presidents, and it was a hit. We actually did some exercises of how we can grow the Juventus brand via marketing, event planning, and branding of the actual the product. So very interactive and a great lunch thereafter. And we're looking forward to being at the stadium tonight. Most of the presidents will be there, and we can confirm that ADP Alex Del Piero will be in Tribuna tonight for this game.
Beautiful stuff. All right, John. I will say we'll sign off now. I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot of stuff going on. Turin. Enjoy the game. Is there something you want to say about the game? Maybe a prediction before we let you go?
I'm going to say it's going to be the Dusan show, and I'm going to say minimum 2 goals from Vlahovic tonight. This has got to be his party tonight. I would hope with the help of our Bandiera DP, he will be able to come out big. It's a sold-out crowd. You can't miss me. If you guys look at center field, I'll be holding a Toronto sign. I'll be center field first row tonight, so you guys won't miss me at all. But yeah, we're looking forward to 2-0 Dusan with the brace.
There you go. There you go. Thanks again, amigo. Excited for the partnership. I will explain to everybody more what the details are, but as always, an absolute pleasure having you on, John. Enjoy the festivities, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Everyone around watching, subscribe, hit that follow button for AJC. We want you part of the community. We want to grow. We want a family. Thank you, boys. Forza Juve. Fino alla fine, sempre, okay?
Forza Juve.
Thanks, John. Have fun, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Ciao. All right, everybody. I got to deal with this mic.
No, sounds good.
Okay, so it must have been some feedback with John there coming to us live from Turin there. Okay, John's a fantastic guy here. And everybody, what does this mean? How does this partnership actually work? Well, we're pumped up because essentially it just makes perfect sense, this partnership. I've been striving to kind of push fan clubs since I got back from Los Angeles because I saw all the hard work they put in. What they do to bring fans closer to the team is absolutely massive, all right? And they naturally kind of gravitated to us and our content for a number of reasons. One of them is obviously what I believe in, which I wouldn't push anything to anybody if I didn't actually believe it, but the fan clubs are absolutely amazing. All the events that they have, meet and greets, if you're going to the stadium, helping you out with tours, the watch parties, all right? It's all great. What are they going to do? Well, they're going to ramp up the amount of content and what we can actually provide you, all right? And it's actually going to kick off in a couple of short weeks. You're going to start to see what they're going to be able to provide you guys as far as bringing you closer to the team through us. So it's going to be fantastic stuff. I'm super, super pumped. And there'll be an announcement a little bit later about the first AJC exclusive that is going to be brought to all of you through obviously the Juve clubs North America. What does it mean for everyone around the world? Well, again, if you're following us, if you're subscribed to us, you're going to get the benefit of seeing these actual exclusives and the content. And I wish I could tell you all what's coming like around October and November, but we got to keep some things close to the chest sometimes, right? But maybe in a couple weeks, well, you'll probably hear about what's happening in a couple weeks, probably in the next day or two, but big stuff. Guys, we're all pretty pumped up about this one.
Well, we've been sitting on this one for a couple weeks, and it's been pretty hard not to say anything, but full credit to you, Berto. You know, you've been doing this a long time, and you and Lou sitting here, just a couple of guys talking about Juventus, and you've put in a lot of hard work, and over the years, we've grown to 11 of us now, 10 or 11 of us. So credit to Omer and Lou for the news, and you for all the hard work, and everybody else pitching in for the show. So it's a group effort, but definitely start with you. So full credit to you. This is great news, and we're only going to get bigger. So stay with us, kids.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, you guys, the whole team, it's a team effort. It's no doubt, and everybody's noticed it since we, locked in. It's picked up, and it's been a force. So great stuff. Appreciate all the support in the comments and whatnot. And yeah, we're pumped. Wait till some of these announcements, everybody. You guys have you have no idea, but it's gonna be incredible stuff. Yeah, just a lot of excitement. Juve's back, baby. International break over. I see question mark. What's the latest news on Chiesa? Well, we'll give you some news headlines, and then we'll get to the news more. We'll talk a bit about this game, Verona. Albanese's lineup came out of nowhere with a lot of names that are on it, but we'll tackle that. As far as headlines go, Chiesa is just simply most likely going to be in there for Inter. Okay, not going to be in today. Very cautious, and everybody's they're concerned naturally because of the player that's involved, being Federico Chiesa, ramps up. But to be honest, if you've dealt with tendonitis, it's a pain. It's a pain, and nobody can know. And literally, it's a pain. But nobody can put a timeline
Mm-hmm.
necessarily on it. And there are grades, there are levels, and you could have to increase the therapy that it takes to kind of help with it and be able to go through it. So I think there's that, and still a part of the mental aspect for Chiesa to get over this hurdle of everything
Mm-hmm.
he feels, kind of concerning him and getting him scared. What are your guys' thoughts on Chiesa and how much of it is actually
Homer.
mental?
Yeah, there's definitely a mental aspect. I think about these questions only like a doctor can actually answer them and what we could
Mm-hmm.
expect. We know what we read in the news. I've never experienced that type of injury myself. Ant has, maybe he can explain it better. So I'm just going off by what I'm reading on social media, and everyone knows what social media is. So I've read all opinions, all everything that there is to say about Chiesa, and I believe it's mainly mentally. We can see it in his game that he's a bit afraid for that knee. He lost it on, who was it, Hadibur from Atalanta, when he gave him a harsh tackle on that knee. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not something that you see from Chiesa very often. You know, he's usually very cool and tries to avoid fights on the field. So if that happens to him, it means there is a mental aspect here, and he is afraid to get injured again. So cautious may be the best way. It seems to be a trend with Juve this season of being very cautious with players returning from injury. And we'll kick ourselves if we want him back and suddenly he gets injured again because he wasn't ready. But the pressure
Mm-hmm.
was on him to play. So do whatever you have to do. If he needs more rest, give him more rest.
Absolutely. Anth, anything to weigh in on that?
Well, yeah, because the issue is his other knee, right? It's his non-surgically operated on knee, I believe. So when you go through issues with one knee, it's common for the other knee to experience issues. So I agree with Omer. I think it's 50-50. It's probably both uh, pain and mental. It's a tough thing to get over. I got full body tendonitis. I should get that checked out because I wake up in the morning, I'm sore as hell. But anyways, he has to just, like Omer said, let's just give him time, man. He'll be back.
Yeah,
Give him time.
absolutely.
He's young.
Now, in other headlines, obviously we're going to
Mm-hmm.
talk about the plea deal that came out, that rumor yesterday and whatnot. We'll talk a little bit more about the cases Juventus faced, the new one that they're really trying to kind of start put forward and pressing. We'll get to all that after we kind of talk a little bit about Juventus Verona and what we should be seeing today. Again, mentioned that Albanese's lineup quite different from what we were getting leading up to it. Wouldn't be a surprise. Next week's a big week with Inter and then obviously Lazio.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Verona today, who's 18th, and yeah, we'll talk about Verona. And I mean, we might as well get right to it. Juve Verona, the odds are Juve will pay you about 1.5 times your money. A draw pays you just over 4 times your money. Verona winning 7 times your money. Don't make that bet, everybody. Okay, don't make that bet.
I'm not even
Verona.
making that bet.
The so the task for them is going to be extremely difficult. I mean, Thomas Henry, Juric, Hrustic are all out injured. Lazovic and Simone Verdi both nursing knocks. Okay, they were going to be game day decisions or whatnot, but they'll probably play through some injuries. So, like, it's lined up for Juve. This team, Verona, has struggled massively. 2 draws in their last 5 games. They had a 3-month stretch that was winless in Serie A. That was 10 matches and only scoring 5 goals through that 10-match span that they were winless. Okay, if we're talking about them and
So
what
what
they're
you're
going to
saying
do,
is they're good for at least 2 today, then?
no, no,
Okay.
they stink. So probable lineup
Mm-hmm.
3-4-2-1 for them, keeping that the same. Montipo, Dawidovic, Heen, Magnani, Farani, Tameze, Duda, Doig, Lasagna, Nonj, and then
Who?
Goich. But again, expect
Who?
some of those guys that I mentioned that were game time decisions to be in there. For Juventus, Pogba, hard to say. That was the words of our coach. It's hard
No
to say.
idea.
He's working, but hey, Nobody really knows. Bonucci and Chiesa, we know, out. Paredes and Rabiot suspended. What we were getting leading up to this one was a boost of quite a few other names that were going to return to the squad list. That was Miretti, Fagioli, Sandro, Kostic, and Milik, who Albanese says will be starting today. Again, we'll talk more about that, but I mean, let's get to this. Even Kostic, whatnot, getting back in after a little bit of a scare with the national side. I said I would start Illing Jr. and whatnot in this particular match. We were going to expect it to get Keane and Vlahovic partnering up top. The lineup leading up to this day was Szczesny, Gatti, Danilo, Bremer, Quadrado, Locatelli, Fagioli, Miretti, Kostic, Keane, and Vlahovic. As of today, from Albanese, Szczesny, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo, De Sciglio, Fagioli, Barnechea, Locatelli, Kostic, Milik, and Keane. How do you guys feel about that change in the lineup? And how do you feel about that one?
You mean the complete change in the lineup?
Not so much complete. De
Come on.
Sciglio and Quadrado was always a toss-up. Gatti started to gain steam in the last couple days that he would start over Sandro as Sandro's just coming back. But Barnechea in there rather than get the three Italian midfield. And then up top, no Vlahovic, really. And Milik immediately upon return. What do you guys think about that?
Sorry, Milik and Keane? Is that what that one was?
Yeah.
No. Vlahovic is coming off hot off the international break. You want to keep him rolling. Jeez, the midfield makes sense. Verona stink. And we have 9 games this month. So I'll wait till I see it, but that I wouldn't be surprised if you see Bonucci in there and De Sciglio. Not surprised one bit. Up front, I don't know. Vlahovic, he's got the hot foot, so let's keep him rolling.
Yeah. Omer.
But
Milik, well,
just because he's coming back from injury.
Milik and Keane is a better partnership than Keane and Vlahovic. I will say that.
That's
I
it.
agree
That's
with
the
that.
thing. That I have no problem with it. And well, you said it. We have 9 games this month, and out of all the 9, this might be the easier one, the one where you can actually go, take some risks with your lineup. After that, Inter, Lazio, Napoli, Inter again. I mean, you pretty much need your best players. So I have no problem with him trying things out today. But I do think you need some sort of balance between the kids and some of the older guys. That's why I think Kostic ahead of Illing and no Sule. But Barnechea and Lucatelli is the interesting one because it's either Barnechea plays a bit higher as a Mezzala or Lucatelli plays as a Mezzala, which could be interesting. I'll be looking up for that. The rest is just, Gadi, no problem. Sandro out. Maybe he'll substitute Kostic at some point. But it's interesting. I have no problem with it.
Yeah,
The
I don't
Bonucci one
necessarily.
is weird because Locatelli didn't play with the national team, so that one's
No, but Lucatelli starts.
Locatelli
no.
start.
But I'm saying having Barnechea start really would make sense because Locatelli's not coming back from international break from playing with the national team. So that one's. So I would
I
agree
don't
with
get it.
Locatelli starting.
Yeah. So for me, I don't necessarily have a problem with this, but if you've got a striker that you've struggled to get going at the club and get him firing, and he's coming off firing for the national side, I would play him in this game, especially against a weak opposition, and want to get him going in the league. I know that you have Inter, and the next weekend, you've got Lazio and whatnot, but I would really look to give him 50, 60 minutes in this game. I would have started him to try and get him some goals and get him rolling for us. Because while it's great, he can go join the national team and strike, we need him firing. That's probably my only real, I guess it'd be a criticism, but I thought this would be a good game and all eyes would be on Vlahovic to get him banging in the goals for us.
Fully
So
agree.
it's weird.
The thing is, it's like both answers are correct. I wouldn't be disappointed with any of them. Either Dusan 50, 60 minutes and then Milik, or Milik starting and Dusan entering later because we have all those games. So I'm fine either way. I think both. Just pick your poison.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, ultimately I'm fine either way, but I would
I
We
would
got to
have
get
liked
Vlahovic
Dusan
going.
to
So
play.
April, we look at this schedule, and it's pretty filthy when you want to talk about schedules, because Verona today, obviously Tuesday is going to be Inter. Saturday is going to be Lazio. Then the Thursday after that, you're going to have Sporting in the first leg. Then you're going to have Sassuolo. Then you have Sporting again the following Thursday with Napoli on the weekend. Then going to Inter again on Wednesday 26th. Finally wrapping things up with Bologna. Insane month. Insane month of football for
Predictions for the
Juve.
month.
What's that?
Want to do some predictions for the month? Just wins
No,
losses.
I don't.
No, just wins losses. Why not? We do it every month. Let's do it. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Omer. What do you got?
How do you
Just
think
me out.
Juve is going to get through the month, Ant?
So looking at it here, let me just add them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins, 2 draws, and a loss.
Okay.
6 W's, 2 draws, 1 loss.
Okay. So I want to say Verona, Sassuolo, Bologna are wins. I think we lose one of the games to Inter, the Copa, but we do go through. Um, Sporting again, I think one win and one draw, and Napoli, I believe, will be a loss. Actually, unfortunately, I would love
That's
nothing
gonna be a
more than
draw.
us to
7
win.
wins, 2 draws. 7 wins, 2 draws.
Mm,
Let's go. April, baby.
Well, I'd like to know what Anthony's 1 is here in the comments. Is that a draw or a loss? I'm assuming he means loss.
We'll get 7 wins, 2 draws. God, how early can I enter the stadium? Well, enjoy the match, enjoy the festivities. Del Piero in the house. I think you can get in there
A couple
close to
hours.
like a couple hours,
2 hours more,
before kickoff there. But yeah,
Yep.
don't quote me on that. But enjoy the festivities outside the stadium, because there's
yeah,
a lot of action
there's a lot to
outside
do
too with
outside.
the fans. So yeah, just take it all in, brother. But now back to the game.
So,
So
Omer, what did you say on the month? I went 6-2-1. You went 7-2.
I
Homer?
didn't count. I just blabbed about the teams. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think 5 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss.
look at that. 9 wins, Juve Pulse. Love it. Love it. Make it happen.
Okay.
Make it happen, Juve. So key stats going into this one. Okay, a win today gives Juventus their first league double over Verona since 2017-18 season. That's kind of shocking when you hear some of the other stats. But keeping a clean sheet, we'll see Juventus keep 3 consecutive clean sheets against Verona for the first time in Serie A history. That they would be able to do that to Verona. Juventus have played 31 times at home against Verona in league play, and the Bianconeri are yet to lose a single match, making it their longest unbeaten run at home against the top flight side in Serie A, and in no way, shape, or form have I jinxed that. Only Napoli have scored more points than Juventus among Serie A teams over the last 20 match days. And Juventus have kept 16 clean sheets in the league this season. And they have achieved this feat just once after 27 games played. And that was again back in 27-18 in Allegri's first term with the club. So there you go. Man. The numbers are all on their side. I told you guys about Verona, and basically they stink. They all got to know and everything, so it is what it is. We're not going to get to predictions just yet, but I'm feeling very, very good and confident about this game and this return, and I think we're going to get the job done. We're going to have some fun before we get to predictions. We're going to get into some of the news, okay? Some of those outliners. Illing Jr., I want to talk about Illing Jr. Like I said, I would have started him in this game. Do you guys agree in terms of Kostic that's going to line up at that left wing-back role?
Well, whenever a player they say issues with the Achilles, it's like you do not mess around with the Achilles. I can't think of a worse injury. Probably that patella injury that Kyle George had was probably worse. But an Achilles injury, you want to be as cautious as you can, but all tests were positive. So I don't know, man. If there ever was a game to start Illing Jr., just start him today. Like, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking I would let Illing go in this one and get Kostic ready for the next week. Omer.
Ealing, yeah, I would like to see him get minutes. It doesn't have to be a start, but not an 80-minute substitute. Like, give him minutes,
Yeah.
35 minutes, and I'm fine. But we're definitely going to see him this month. I mean, if he stays healthy, then we're definitely going to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
I
way
have no
around.
problem with him starting too.
Yeah. The other thing we should talk about, and keeping this with Illing and whatnot, is obviously rumors surfaced this week about Juventus could sell him if a good offer came in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these reports and everything, and like I said in the daily update video, could Juve could do a lot of things. There's a lot of possibilities, but I think we should all be prepared for some young talent to move. Now, my initial reaction to them potentially selling Illing Jr. is I personally wouldn't do it, and the reason is because if you look at this club, the surplus is not in attack, but it's in the midfield. And that's probably going to be the spot where if Juventus was looking to make some financial gains and whatnot and make some sales, it's going to be through some of those guys. And, you know, I would not be surprised if they sold Illing Jr., but I think if I'm looking at it, I would probably make your calls out of the midfield and maybe move potentially two players from the midfield. There's one name I don't want to see sold just yet. I know everybody's got injury concerns with Rovella, but I think you'd be pulling the plug way too early because I think his ceiling is arguably the highest out of all the young guys. But I wouldn't pull that plug just yet. But I could see him being sold in the summer. Like, this is what I mean. Juve could do a lot of things in terms of sales. Like, Omer, what do you think?
Well, first of all, like you said, nothing is perfect, and the shitty thing about having tons of talent is not all of them will get to stay. Some of them will have to be sold,
Yeah.
and the so let's make it interesting. Okay, let's say one of the guys everyone loves and everyone wants to see has to be sold, because like Barbieri and Ranocchia and Hans are like, give or take, not everyone is 100% on board with them, but out of Fagioli, Miretti, Sule, Ealing, and Rovella, one has to go. Who is it?
Out of Sule, Illing, Rovella.
And yeah, Sule, Ealing, Rovella, Fagioli, Miretti. Yeah, the guys everyone loves.
Right now, gun to my head, I would probably sell. That's tough. I don't want to get rid of him. Honestly, out of all of those, I'd I might
I'll give you
I might
mine.
go
I'll
with
start.
Rovella as much as it pains me, and even though he has arguably the
Really?
highest ceiling, no, Sule. I would sell Sule, and I think Sule is going to be incredible talent. Sule is my pick.
Yeah, that was going to be my pick too. I think Sule is the most dispensable guy out of all of those guys.
Yeah,
But I do think it's going to be someone from the midfield, and it's probably going to be someone. I mean, not all of them will get to stay.
yeah, yeah. Ant, I think you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry. I was saying Rovella. I think I'll change that. I think I'd sell Miretti. Sule, I don't think we quite get how big his ceiling is. I've never been like a huge Sule guy, but I think he's going to be stepping into where Di Maria plays. Hopefully, that role. I think sky's the limit for this kid. He just has to have a couple more panini, and Luca's been banging the drum for Sule for a long time. I know.
I like Sule. The problem with Luca is that he doesn't understand an argument and what people say when they criticize players. Because I said this kid needs to learn how to hit the ball on the run, not from standing or like one step in. He sends me a highlight of a volley, saying, "Oh, look, he lifted it off the ground." Well, yeah, it's a volley. I got a 4-year-old girl upstairs right now that can do that and lift the ball off the ground.
Feet.
Let's go. Anyways,
Sule, I'd probably keep Sule. Yeah.
Sule, I think is going to be incredible. Let me put it this way: I don't want to see any of these guys gone.
Correct.
But that's a tough pick. And to Omer's point about the question, it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult. We saw Moretti being named in there, Ranocchia. Like it's difficult.
I think Ranocchia's going to go anyways.
But
let's look at it this
way. A lot of interest.
Let's look at it this way. 12 months ago, sitting here, we didn't even name half these guys to even be on the roster, right? And look at us now. Look at what the club, how much it turned out. Now, there's been a lot of external issues and injuries that have forced this, but we are in a position that we did not think we'd be in 12 months ago. And it's great. We're in a great position.
I mean, it is a good problem to have. It just sucks because you still have like Huysen and Yildiz knocking on the door behind them. I mean, the list goes on and on.
De Winter.
The thing is,
and he's having a good season.
We're gonna have to sell some of these kids though. Like that's the thing is like some of these guys are gonna have to go, and it's gonna be a very, very difficult decision. The other thing to factor in is we were gonna get to it, and there's also a comment in there is values. Like that's going to come into play too, because some of these guys are obviously going to have more value than others, and that might be what it comes down to. You would hope that whatever they decide to do, still it's got to make sense for the club overall, what their roster is and positionally. That's why I say like Illing Jr. for me, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense up top there. Chiesa still needs to find continuity, get fit and whatnot. Kostic plays an absurd amount of minutes. Di Maria is not a lock to stay, despite the rumors that it's quite positive and that he very well might renew. That's not a guarantee. And yeah, Illing would be one I'd probably keep around because I think his minutes could potentially, they should be at least going up. But right now, Kostic has just been so crucial for this club. Like, arguably one of the most crucial, and we tackled that a few shows ago. But he's been named quite a bit as one of the most crucial. So it's just one of these things, victim of the circumstances for Illing Jr. There's a lot of people that brush off the sales talk, especially about Illing, saying that, look, we just re-signed him. They did that so they wouldn't lose him and have control over it, so that Juventus could at least get some type of value because they know the amount of interest, especially from Prem teams, in Illing Jr. So it makes sense, right? So
who has the most value?
A player doesn't mean you can't move him.
Who has the most value of the young kids, you'd say?
My main concern is that Juve always had a problem selling and, maximizing profit. And I would like them to go into a bidding war. There are 5 clubs from the Premier League who want him. Good. Start throwing out offers. Don't settle for 10, 15 million because he's young. And if there's no suitable offer, then keep him another season.
And the rumor price tag, and this is what I got into it with someone on Twitter about, is 20 million. I go, I wouldn't even look at it for 20 million. They go, whoa, he's barely over that. I go, what are you talking about? Supply and demand. There's that much interest in him, all these clubs? No, pay up. Otherwise, he's ours. So beat it. Why do we have to drop our pants for everybody in every sale? Every sale. I agree with you, Omer. It's like, no. You draw the line and say you want him, pay up. They're buying.
We need to make this a win-win for us. Like either keep him or sell him for a high price. But it's up to us to do it.
Absolutely. Now, to Ant's question, who has the highest value out of the young players right now? I think it's got to be Fagioli.
Yeah, it has to be.
No. It's Illing.
Wait.
No English team's going to come after Fagioli. English teams will come after Illing Jr. Now, what we think the value should be, yes, Fagioli has the highest value, but what someone's willing to pay, I think more suitors would come after Illing Jr. with a higher price tag. Again, I don't want to sell the kid. I think he should stay because Kostic is not indestructible, even though he does drugs, obviously, allegedly, and he plays 90 minutes. I don't know how he does it because eventually he has to sit, and we need Illing Jr. to play. But Illing Jr. is more suited for the Premiership, and I think he would get more suitors who would pay more money, even though I think Fagioli is a better player and worth more. I think Illing Jr. would come in, would garner the highest sale value.
Yeah, that's interesting. But pound for pound, that's a little bit different because that's saying he could generate more. But does he actually, in fact, carry the most value?
No.
But
Obviously
he might
not.
be able to bring us the most out of everybody because, Fagioli's an interesting one, though. But Fagioli did have links to teams abroad as well before the summer when he was pushing to get some type of a guarantee from Juventus. He actually did have suitors abroad. I don't know, there was not numbers associated with it, and I don't know which clubs or how many of them, but he did have interest abroad. But now
good for him.
you would have to think.
Good for Fagioli for forcing that contract. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean,
the big move.
He played his hand, and sometimes players have to do that. And it was a good move from him. Sule played his. He did the same thing. Said, no, I don't want to go out on loan. I'm not going to accept loans, and I'll just stay here and fight for whatever minutes he got. There were rumblings that the club was a little upset about it just because of the fact that, they want him getting minutes and whatever. But credit to him. These guys want to, stand up and fight for what they believe in. And right now they're choosing to believe in themselves, which you want to see out of your players. So the young thing, let's just say, this is a good problem for Juventus to have. Very good one. We've amassed so much young talent to the likes we've never probably seen at Juventus. You've got Yildiz now with Juve next gen, okay? 17-year-old there. You got Houston continuing to turn heads. The latest reports were saying that he could potentially be integrated next season. Look, you're going to hear a lot of that. Nobody's going to have any idea until you get in. But for me, there's no rush with 17-year-olds to get them into the lineup. At center back, we still need answers. Obviously, Laporte was one that we've heard the links before, and now they're kind of creeping up again and whatnot. Okay, but let's just, for shits and giggles, your thoughts on Laporte as an option, as a free agent. But there's also Ndika there. So, Omer, what are you thinking about the freeze there?
I would love Laporte. A bit more experience, but not old. Should be in his prime right now. And he's a good defender. I mean, I like him. I wanted him before I moved to Man City. But Ndika is also an interesting young because he's younger and he's actually playing great. There's more interest in him, I believe, right now. And Nicolas Kira reported that Barca are hot on his trail. But if we do manage it, I'd go either way. Laporte or Ndika, I'll be fine with both.
Yeah, I'd be fine with either one, and we need the help. Because, Houston coming up, if Gatti can keep his form throughout the rest of the season, then you're sitting pretty. You bring in one more. Houston, maybe, if you want to replace that Rugani role down there on the pecking order. But I think it'd be better for him to play constantly and steady in games. So no rush with Houston for me. Ant, what do you think?
Well, Houston, wherever Juve does their summer tour this year, fully expect Houston to be there with the first team, getting lots of minutes there. All indication from Romeo and Mirko is that he's just not there yet. He's going to be the next thing, but he'll most likely be with the next gen team next year. So let's just pump the brakes. They both said, let's just wait on him. Let's not put too much pressure on the kid. He'll be here with the first team. Let's just give it time.
Yeah.
I believe did he just sign an extension, or he's going to be signing an extension when he turns 18? I remember that was in the news. So it's close.
He's very close to an extension, yeah.
I think April he turns 18, so he'll be signing his extension. So all these kids have been extended. Sule, Ealing Jr., Fagioli, right? Let's just give it time. Well,
To the
the future looks
Yildiz unhappy reports, nobody actually knows 100% what's going on. All signs point to him maybe again taking one of those strong arm routes and wanting to get to the next gen, believing he should be in the next gen. To be honest, if you watch him, he's definitely ahead of the Primavera and probably should have been with Juve next gen. Makes more sense. So I think that's probably where those all kind of surfaced from, is him wanting to be at next gen. And there was probably some type of promise or whatnot about getting there, right? So, and Yildiz, I mean, Matt, we've heard his name and the first team, and he's been training a bit with first team. So again, in the summer, I would expect those out of the youngsters to be involved in the camp, like Houston and Yildiz and whatnot. And that's going to be when you can gauge a little bit more. But there's absolutely zero rush for these 17-year-olds and whatnot. Now, again, good stuff for Juventus. Everybody, we're going to take a little bit of time to just talk about what we got as an announcement today, okay? And just remind everybody, obviously you guys see the new logo. Do you guys like it? Like the rebrand here? AJC, a lot cleaner. A lot of love on social media for the freshening up of the logo and everything, and getting things going. There's also some other ways to support the team, all right? We've got basically memberships started, okay? So if anybody looking to support and whatnot, I'll just go through the tiers right now so you guys know. The entry level tier is just as simply, you'll get some badges, some cool badges that change over time. You've got your emojis, custom emojis and whatnot, and then of course we'll have some fun and shout outs. You get priority sequence in comments and whatnot. And then of course the second tier is going to involve some, I believe that's going to have the live chat, everything you see in the first one, live chat, some early access to videos, and some private content and whatnot as well. The third one, should you choose, all right, you're going to get in on members only off the record shows, all right? So that's going to be super fun, and what it's going to entail is essentially maybe a couple times a month we'll get together and we'll be able to pull anybody that wants to be a part of these shows that are off the air and only available for members as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, of course, today we also got the big announcement, as we are the official voice and channel for Juventus official fan clubs North America. All right, so awesome stuff there. Very excited to partner up with all the amazing fan clubs around here where the majority of our team is situated, which is obviously North America. And what's that going to do for everybody? You guys are going to have some awesome exclusive content, okay? And
can't get into it.
I wish.
You can't
I
do
know.
it yet.
I want to tell you all what's coming. Like,
You can't.
I just wait.
Just wait.
Okay. Big stuff, but it's been the missing piece to this show that I
have a
have
different
been
thing.
grinding for so long, okay? And I think you can all know what it's going to be, but it's been the missing link, the missing piece of the puzzle for the AJC. And we have finally made the breakthrough, and we are going to start being able to provide you with some awesome
wait.
exclusives. And I'm just going
It's
to
gonna be
say there will be players, ex-players involved, all right? There will be ex-players involved.
Okay.
Sorry, Anthony. No,
I
we're not going
have-
to mess you on WhatsApp. No.
I have something in return until we can make the announcement. I send it to you on WhatsApp, Al, and maybe you can pull it in, the photo.
You sent me something on WhatsApp? You want me to
Okay,
pull
while
it
these
in?
two
Yeah.
guys figure out technology, again, for those who missed the beginning of the show, Al's done a lot of work starting this thing up, grassroots, when him and Lou were just a couple of guys with, looking weird in their bedrooms talking about Juventus. Now look at us. Look
Hey,
at
I
this
was
guy.
never in my bedroom when I did the show.
I was actually surprised you said you were downstairs, like the girls is above you. I thought you got pushed to the attic. Apparently you're in the basement.
I'm
No,
in
the attic's
basement.
too tight, man.
Yeah.
Yes, we've been
Wi-Fi's
doing
not
it
good
for a
up there
long
too.
time. We've been doing this for a long time. It's the first time I noticed you're in the basement.
No.
I was like 100%
Well,
sure
this
you're in the
is
attic.
this is the office. So the office has become the studio. When we first moved here,
Okay.
yeah, I had the man cave when I was working out there, but yeah, we made it situated here. So you want me
Man
to pull
cave.
this up? Thank you everyone, by the way, for saying
We appreciate it.
congratulations and all this. Romeo Agresti coming in from Dale's question mark next week. Next week, so Romeo and I have tried to get together for a couple of weeks here. Potentially next weekend, we should be able to have a live session for all of you with Romeo Agresti. Okay. And now let's
Scan guy out.
go to this screen. And Omer wanted me to pull in. What did you want me to pull in here?
Look
Where
at
is
these
it?
two monkeys talking about technology.
The
Look at these
photo,
two.
the photo.
I apologize to everyone watching, having to wait for these two guys to figure out how to WhatsApp each other. Looks like
Tell
me.
us a joke while you're at it. Yeah.
Okay,
What the hell is that?
a jersey.
I like it.
That's okay. That came from La Maglia Bianconera, the like not official page, but the one who usually gets all the news. And that's actually a real photo of Juve's next season shirt. The
Looks
first
like
kit,
a
the home
stuffed
kit.
bear. Looks like something you want to cuddle with.
So on the
Yeah.
You're crying yourself to
initial
sleep.
ones that we saw, the stripes I think will
Too
look
yellow.
better from far, but
Mhm.
it's that zebra fur type look. It's like creating this blurred effect, which
Kind of hurt
is
my eyes a little bit.
I've
Mhm.
always liked the yellow. A lot of people
Yes.
are don't like the yellow, but I actually like the yellow. I've always liked when our colors have involved yellow on jerseys, like going back to when New Holland was the sponsor and we had that yellow accent. Like I always liked it, but the lightning bolts have to go first off. They got to get rid of the lightning in the Jeep. It's terrible, but I like Adidas going to just the three stripes and their emblem. No more Adidas under. I like that. The logos themselves are tough to see. It's even like the J's almost kind of hidden too. Like there's not enough. Doesn't really stand out enough. I don't mind it. I feel like this will be better in person.
Yeah, it's really busy. Like it's really there's a lot happening there. I think it's too busy, like a kid who didn't know what to do with crayons. That's what that shirt looks like. But to your point, that our third kit this year, the red one, like the pink and what looked like flowers in it, everybody hated that one until people started buying them, and
I
they were like,
think
"Wow, this
I
thing looks
think
better
this
in
is
hand."
too many stripes if you're gonna do it like
There you go.
that.
That's what it is. I
I
was gonna
think
say
it's
make the
too
black
many
fainter.
stripes.
There you go. Exactly.
Like
My
I,
bathroom
I
rug
don't
looks
mind if it
better.
looks like the Matrix, but I need to see it on someone.
Correct.
Like I need to see someone wear it to see how it actually looks like.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
maybe it's
I
not terrible the more I look at it. The more I look at it, let me
It's
see.
not terrible by any means. I
Not
mean,
terrible.
Jesus, we kind of set the bar for junk with the half and halves.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
This is
nothing could be
not.
worse.
It's not terrible. That collar is a little interesting with the accents coming down and then kind of stopping there.
and then like an
Um,
extra bit here that like tickles your throat. That
you got
little
that
like chunk
little
cuts you
dangly.
off.
You got that little dangler there
Yeah,
on top of the collar.
Maybe
It's a
that's
little.
one.
that's
It.
the
I
thing. You
think
always
it.
like
I
you're always doing this. Like
Let's okay.
I
Let's say
think
out
it's
of
from the
10. Let's
back.
rate this thing out of 10.
Right now, 5.
Oh, oh.
6.8. 6.8. They gotta do something with the stripes. I agree with you, Alf. If they take out a couple rows of stripes or make the black ones
6.5, I think, to
Yeah.
7.
it's not terrible.
It,
I agree with the yellow. Get rid of the lightning bolts. Do we need the 3 stripes on the shoulders?
What if I like pan it out a bit? Does it look a little bit better now? Like from a
Yes.
distance, it actually looks way better.
I think like if someone wears it, then you don't see those yellow stripes all together. Like I
Like
think
Right.
they'll
when
be
you
across
close
the
up, that
shoulder
is
and
creating a really crazy effect. But with my eyes, but when you kind of, if you're this far away, looks not bad.
It's
All right.
like the abstract art you see in a psychiatrist's office. What do you see now in this painting?
We'll survive the half and half. We'll survive.
So we got
this.
some 6.5. We got 5s. We got
3.
4 from Dells. We got 3 from Jeremiah, whatnot. Haneen just simply saying it's too much. It's too much. So to each their own. We're getting very close to predictions, everybody. Okay, but they'll tweak it a bit. To be honest, that is we saw the leaks quite a while ago, and that is pretty much what they're going to look like.
Pretty close.
Not going to be much tweaking going on, my friend. Nope. Yeah. As far as anything else on news, I wanted to talk about this plea deal, these rumors, and then more rumors about prosecution trying to essentially give out more cardboard Scudetti and don't. Oh my God. Do not expect Napoli to not accept or whatnot. Okay, they will be the first to jump on the cardboard Scudetti and whatnot. But I don't see anything of the sort going down. This is such an incredible reach. Everything is being a reach. And when I hear news about a plea deal, give me a break. For what rule? I'm still waiting for you guys to figure out what fucking rule was broken. So
100%.
As simply as I put it. There
you go.
Yeah, which is one of the emojis, by the way, in the entry-level memberships there.
I do have one piece of news I'd like to talk about, but going to your point on this one, now they're talking about Juventus and partnerships. It's just certain clubs, certain businesses prefer to deal with certain clubs or certain businesses, right? You just have it's called working relationships. I know that's a foreign concept in Italy, much like high-speed internet. But, that's just the way business is, and it doesn't work. But I do have another piece of news, unless you guys want to stay on this absurd topic.
Just want to quickly talk about it because this whole thing about alliances and teams working together and whatnot, I mean, where would they be able to draw the line on that? It's laughable. Yeah. It's ridiculous. You have teams that have been around for so long, and yes, they're making deals, whatever, but working relationship, yeah, I mean, that's part of business. And again, without it feels crazy to continue to say this, but this is Italy, and this is what we're dealing with. There are still no rules that have been broken. So whether 7 teams get together, and they're like, okay, what they've gone against is the spirit of the mercato. But you know what? Spirit doesn't count for shit. Try going to your grocery store and grabbing your groceries and say, I just want to pay with this in spirit. What is this?
Yeah,
they broke the spirit of the mercato. It's nothing. It's nothing. Okay? So without, in fact, rules, all of this is an extreme reach, especially this partnership or this alliance thing, and it's just laughable. Is there any truth to the plea deal rumors though and whatnot? I would be highly doubting that Juventus would even entertain such a notion when, again, there have been nothing that they've actually broken as far as rules go. So I don't see it at all.
I wouldn't be surprised if one was put forward to Juventus to say, hey, would you like to sign this? And then they just sent it back and said, no.
Yeah. Stripping titles, though, and stuff like that. Extreme reach. And don't expect anything of the sort. And then today, there was some ridiculous April Fools. Everybody, it's April Fools. Take it easy and whatnot. But, yeah. Take it easy out there. Omer, you got something?
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 weeks, you got to remember, international break, the newspapers are bored as F. And, we had everything in the past 2 weeks. Dushan in, Dushan out, Quadrado stays, Quadrado goes. Every player in the roster, they're covering all bases, so something will happen. But they have no idea. They were just pumping out news. The only credible thing that happened during the international break are the interviews the player gave. Beyond that, just a bunch of nonsense one after another. I'm not buying it. I mean, they want us because of the Scudettos. Napoli, 4 lords from Napoli. We didn't win the 2021. Inter were second in 1920, so only 1890.
Yeah.
Napoli will get it. I mean, it's just a joke. Nothing adds
Not
up here.
Napoli, I'm going to separate this from their club right now because their club is doing great stuff for them, especially.
Yeah, it's not a
But their
club.
fans need to stop yipping, okay, and they need to realize that where they stand and whatnot, okay. And second of all, to be lipping off when, to be honest, Salernitana came before you guys, and all you guys in that region, whatever, were probably Salernitana fans. They want to talk about Juve and whatnot, and our fans and where we come from and whatnot. Who gives a shit? You guys were all Salernitana fans and jumped on board because of an Argentine cokehead. And yeah, I will be that savage. So they need to stop yipping those friggin' chihuahuas, all right? Again, in classic Alberto fashion, day to the Napoli fans, okay? Unbearable after one season. I've had to listen to these chumps talk about dynasty, for fuck's sakes. You haven't even got the first one in the bag yet, and I have to hear about a goddamn dynasty? What? It's the fans that make teams unbearable. Napoli is becoming one with one little hint of success. Okay? Enough. Now, I had to get that out of the way. Apologize. By the way, going back to Omar's point there, you guys were in sync with the little head bob talking about the transfers and whatnot. That was kind of good. I am definitely going to clip that and put a little song to it. So everybody in the live chat, what song should we clip these two head bobbing to? That was kind of nice. You guys were in rhythm. The Vlahovic, Quadrado, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'll find
Okay,
a
you ready
nice
to take this
little
serious
tune.
before we get to the predictions?
Can you
What?
put it Baby Shark? I want Baby Shark on it.
Oh, dude, my daughter would love that.
Good call.
Good.
Good call to Baby
Okay.
Shark. Now, there was one piece of news that I think is going to set the world on fire. Now, it's from the Gazette, so take it with a grain of salt. Can I just read the post from the AGC news feed? It'll make it easier. Juventus 23-24 next season will be Allegri's regardless of how this season ends. While waiting for the off-field verdicts, Max has increased his powers, supported by the manager Scandavino and the economic managerial Calvo, with whom he has a great relationship. Allegri staying next year. What do you think?
I think
The
it's
more the
still
season
too early to
progresses-
tell. I think there's
Yeah,
still way too much uncertainty, even from Max's standpoint, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
I'm 50-50 on Max if he stays or not. Like, not only from a club's point, but, like, his point as well. Like, I don't really know.
I
But,
think, I agree, it's too early to tell, but as the season progresses, I feel like it's going to be Allegri next season more and more. First of all, because you got to be, after what he did, regardless of everything, if he does get us into a few titles this season and a good and European places next year, after everything that happened and still yet to happen, I mean, you can't just throw him, with no
yeah.
explanation, no real reasoning after it. And well, Conte wants back, but he's out for most of saying he'll take a sabbatical and wait to see what happens. I don't know. I gotta get used to the idea that he's probably staying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think, like I said, could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised either way, to be honest. And Dells,
Definitely.
okay. Dells, as a player, yes. As a human, no.
No.
As a player,
And
absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm not even blaming him for anything. I mean, no one was this famous from the football world can possibly know how to cope with it.
Well, could have done a little bit better.
I mean,
Cope with it.
Could have. But
there's
be nice to
no
your
one's been
kids.
this famous. I mean,
Acknowledge your kids.
this guy's pretty big right now. There's a few guys pretty big right now and
yeah.
keeping it pretty clean.
Now, because he
Like
was the
very,
blueprint. He
very
was like,
clean in contrast.
Yeah, but
Like
he
Mother
was
Teresa
like
clean.
the blueprint. He was the first one to have to go through it, and they usually fail. Elvis had exactly the same. No one was this famous, and he went on a bad road because of it.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Anthony thinks that Allegri will
Oh.
leave via mutual consent.
Why
Interesting.
in the hell
Like
would
I
he
said,
do that?
It could go either way. But right now, We don't have
chance.
a sporting director or a management team, so who would pull that trigger?
The sporting director. I keep forgetting that.
Who's going to pull that trigger? Anyways, we will have some fun with Storm the Barn. We're going to get our predictions, okay, going back to that game. Again, the key stats with Juve going into this match with Verona. We're going to look at this, basically. We're going to get into the numbers. So, win today gives Juventus their first league double over Verona since 2017-18. Clean sheet would be 3 consecutive clean sheets against Verona for the first time in Serie A for Juventus. 31 times Juve's played at home against Verona, and they've won every single one, okay? Only Napoli's got more points than Juventus among Serie A teams in the past 20 match days. And Juve's kept 16 clean sheets in league this season and have only done that once after 27 games played in 27-18 under Max Allegri. Prediction time. Everybody knows the drill, okay? Final score, 2 tiebreakers. Who wants to kick this one off?
Let me hit you with some numbers first. Referee today, Matteo Marchetti. This is only his 18th Serie A match that he's doing. And I've looked at what he's done over the past year. He's not refereeing every week like some of the normal referees we get. He does like sporadic. Like he takes 2 weeks off. He kind of does. His last game that he did was the Napoli 4-0 win over Torino. And then before that, he did the Udinese Spezia 2-2. Not that he's card happy or anything. Fairly young. Again, it's Verona. They stink. I don't think it's not like he's doing the derby. So just want to give everybody that information. Sort of a younger referee. We're just going to put that out there. I did put a bet down today on this prediction, but I'll give you some numbers first. Juventus 1-0 pays 440, 2-0 500. Bremer Danilo anytime goals plus 800. Not bad. I put money on them every week. Di Maria, I know he's on the bench. He's plus 200. Dusan's only plus 105. Kostic anytime assist plus 240.
Oh, that's a good one.
Fagioli anytime assist plus 600.
That's a good one.
So here's my prediction, and I also put money on this one as a parlay. I took Juventus 3-0 with a Dusan goal and a Kostic assist, pays plus 3,200. Anytime goal, anytime assist. And then
nice.
I'll throw in 5 total yellow cards. 4 total yellow cards in the game on that.
All right. Omer, what are you going with this?
I hate the first match after international breaks. Very hard to predict. Yeah. No, I think it's 3-0 Juve. I think there will be 1 goal from a direct free kick. That's like a bet I'm taking. And someone gets a double.
Someone gets a double.
One of our strikers gets a double today. And I have a soft spot for Verona because of what they did to Napoli a couple of years ago with Faraoni. And they had a good stint under Juric. I like them under Tudor. I mean, I do have a soft spot for them.
Jeez. I don't. I definitely don't. Don't care.
Yeah. That's
Liked Barak when he was there.
Simeone was killer there.
Yeah, so I'm going to go... I'm honestly toying with the 4-0.
I got that one too. 4-0 pays plus 2,100.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to stick with that. I think we're going to see a bunch of goals. I think Juve puts the boots to him. This Verona team, it's bad. They do not score. Okay. They've got 22 goals. So as many goals as Juve has conceded so far in league, that's all Verona's been able to score is 22 goals. Okay. Awful. Second to last in terms of goals scored. There's only one team that's got less. I think that's Sampdoria with 18.
And they beat them in the last round.
Yeah.
They're bad. They stink. Yeah.
They stink. Okay. We're not gonna mince words about it. They stink. 4-0. My tiebreakers are
plus 2,100. There we go.
One goal. I'm going to go back to my original of all phases get on the score sheet. So we will get a goal from a midfielder, you will get one from a striker, and you will get one from a defender in this game. And one goal will come off either a free kick or PK. One of the goals will be off free kick or PK. And it's going to be a 4-0 scoreline. That's what I'm going with. We're going to put the boots to them today. We got 3-1.
Leo 3-1. That pays plus 1,300.
Decent.
Not a bad
Keen
bet.
brace, Dushan, one and own goal. Okay. Look at the 5-1 coming from Jeremiah, 5-1.
Keen is plus 145 anytime goal scorer.
There you go. Storm the barn. We're going to have some fun. So David's saying, nah, guys, 2-0. 2-0. Dell's saying 1-0 with the Bremer header. I actually think it's going to be a beatdown today, everybody. I think it's going to be a beatdown. But
1-0 is no 2-0. I think 2-0 is a solid bet. 2-0 at plus 500. What's your on that?
We got some time. We got some time to tackle some Storm the Barns. Jeremiah coming in. Is Bremer better than De Ligt?
Better cooked. Yeah, I think so. Like, he's more advanced in his career. I mean, he's older and he did get to play at the lower levels, so he got that experience that the league didn't. And yeah, I think he's more complete at the moment. The league might be better, his ceiling might be higher, but
Yeah.
evidently he's better. I mean, Juve are doing better defensively when he's there.
Yeah, they came to us at different times in their career, so it's hard to compare the two. But comparing their first year at Juventus, it's not even close. It's not even close. Like Bremer's first year with us, but he's older, right? Defensive player, defenseman of the year.
I think
I don't know. It's tough.
De Ligt could potentially be much better, but I also I don't know. Like Bremer's reading of the game is miles ahead of De Ligt's. Like just in terms of how he reads the game, and you could see it positionally through both of them. Looking at their time with us, and even looking at De Ligt now, like he makes great plays where he saves himself. Bremer has some of those too, but for the most part, he reads the game, I think, better than De Ligt right now. So currently. Mm-hmm. In the air, as a threat, Bremer is a way bigger threat in the opposition zone, like on set pieces, a way bigger threat. Like Bremer could have like 7 or 8 goals this year.
What does he have now? 4?
He's
5?
been a freak in the area.
Yeah.
Right now, it's Bremer. Right now, but it could easily become De Ligt
when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare players, you got to compare them at a certain point of their career. Comparing Pirlo to Xavi when they both were 25 is one thing. 30-year-old Xavi is a completely different player. The discussion becomes different. So when De Ligt will be 24, 25, then we can make that comparison. But
this is an interesting comment
in the league, I mean,
from Dell's talking about De Ligt is a leader with a higher ceiling. So do we see Bremer as a leader?
In what sense?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Do we see Bremer as a leader? Because Dells is saying that he thinks De Ligt is a leader and has a higher ceiling. Let's take away the higher ceiling thing. De Ligt as a leader. Is Bremer a leader?
Bremer's a quiet leader for me. He doesn't need the armband. He just leads by his play. So, yes, he is a leader. But he's not the vocal type. He just goes out there and grinds. He's the grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you don't usually see 2 leaders in defense like play together. One is usually, more of a leader, and that's Danilo. So that may be an easier route for Bremer. Even when Chiellini and Bonucci were there, I mean, Bonucci turned out to not be such a good leader, but Chiellini was the one. Bonucci was quiet.
Yeah. It's different. Bremer, he's like the silent majority, as Rusitano wants to put it here, Ron there. Yeah, like, I mean, when guys get, for how big he is too, though, like, I liked it. Like, when he's getting in Lukaku's face, and he's going right back at him, giving him the gears, and they're bumping chests and whatnot. Like, I love it, man. And he keeps going at it. He keeps taking the battles. He was brushing off Lukaku like nothing, by the way, going back to that game in the 50-50s where Lukaku's trying to throw his weight around. Bremer's absorbing it and just like not even phasing him. If I'm going to talk about leaders, though, it's different. It's just different because he's not that vocal, outgoing and whatnot. Like, do you guys remember when I can't remember who it was, our player that got a little bit of a late shot taken out of him, pushing him out beyond the byline, and Danilo ran over, grabs the guy by the shirt, and tells him like, "No more cheap shots, no more late shit."
Deschilio?
I think it was Deschilio, but I can't remember the player. I can't even remember what game it was, but that should be no surprise because I can barely remember what I had for breakfast. So
that was the.
But that
was against Freiburg, I think.
I think that's what more people associate with leadership and leader, but it doesn't have to always be that way. And we've heard guys like Del Piero, Buffon, and all these guys talk about the different styles of leaders. And we've had a lot of silent types. And I think Bremer would fall into that category.
Yeah, I want to say that Danilo at 25 maybe wasn't a leader too. And yeah, what Anthony said here might be the best explanation for it. He's a leader by example, not the vocal one.
Yeah.
Just, you see him and you have to play better when you're next to him.
Now, before we get close to wrapping things up, do you guys have any questions? Anything we may not have tackled today?
I made some notes.
And I'm going to remind everybody there is a watch along today, okay? Half hour before kickoff, I will be going live for the watch along, all right? So make sure you guys come and join me and share in the reactions, all right? Hopefully we get all these goals I'm calling to celebrate.
Yeah, I had my question earlier about who would you have to give up, one of the youngsters. So Anthony, you're up.
And that's a tough one, too. That was a tough one. Yeah,
that's
good stuff. Good stuff. Well, everybody, I think that's pretty much going to do it. The predictions are in. We're all set. Juve's back to action. International break is over. We had a big announcement with the partnership being the official voice of North America now and channel. And again, like I said, that was the missing piece of the puzzle now. We're excited to bring you a lot of exclusives. The first one will be in about 2 weeks' time, all right? So I'm going to be rushing back into town because that's my first outdoor tournament this year. So I'll be traveling about 4 hours down the road there to play for the weekend. And then I'll be rushing back on Monday, April 17th to bring you guys a very, very awesome exclusive. And it will be with Roberto Bettega. There you go. Announcement made today. I'm going to post that shortly. John is just confirming with me. He just sent me some texts and stuff, said we're all good. We got the green light. There you go. My dad was absolutely jacked on this one. Okay. Roberto Bettega, Bobby Goal. Yeah. Bobby Goal, baby. It's going to be awesome, awesome stuff. Okay. Juve Pulse going to join me for the watch along. Love it. Love it. Everybody, take it easy on the rumors out there right now. Okay, coming out of the international break, like Omer said and whatnot, and take everything with a grain of salt. Okay, we lay it out for you to play it out, but don't get too fired up either way. We could be dealing with this for a couple of years, right, Ant?
What's that?
Some of these cases and stuff we're hearing about. There's the potential for this to drag on for a long time. Everybody,
salary maneuver may not be resolved until the end of this year, and. Again, they're working on 2G internet over there. It could take to a couple of extra years just to get all the files transferred over. So
you know what? It's going to take them a long time to create a rule to punish us with because so far they haven't even been able to do that. So to that, everybody, do whatever you do on game days, your rituals, whatever. Get ready. We will reconvene here. Okay, in a couple, about 2.5 hours, whatever. And actually a little bit longer than that, 3.5 probably.
It's the afternoon game.
Late one. Yes, that's right. Okay, well, we had that time change, so I'm all kind of thrown off still.
Everybody's back. everybody's time is
Yeah.
back.
Everybody's back
all-
level now. We're good. Okay.
We're back level. Omer, you're 7 hours, right? Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I'm ready. I'm ready for this
I'm
game.
ready.
Juve,
Let's
beat
go.
the piss out of Verona. Let's go. Everybody on live, you guys are amazing. Again, memberships, if you choose to subscribe, smart chat, drop some comments, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in a couple hours, and we're going to do the live watch along, all right? Fino alla fine. Forza Juve. Get ready for us to stomp them. And Alex Del Piero in the house. Bettiga's there too, everybody. The festivities for the JOFC official fan clubs and President's Day continues. Let's see if the team can reward them with a big victory, all right? We'll talk to you all in a few hours. Let's go.
Yeah.